The greatest thing in the world, it is love. God is love. How do we get more love operating in our life? Do we have the love of God? Let's jump right into it. I'm Amy. This is Stick with the Plan. So glad you joined me today. I'm talking about the greatest thing in the world, and that is love. I know that God is love. God's in us. His love, according to Romans 5, is shed abroad in our heart. I always wonder, can I love them? God reminds me, yes, you have my love. So I know my faith works by love. So love is very important. I always wonder, if you ever get out of love. I picture like Brother Hagin would talk about a love umbrella. One time we did a Stick with the Plan with the big umbrellas, and we can grow in love. You might feel like, well, Amy, my love walk, it looks like a little cocktail-sized umbrella. Well, we can grow and stay under love, because all the blessings, if we stay under love, we'll have access to them. When we get out of love, we get out of God. So thinking about this, I love this story. It's really that we can have confidence that God loves us. My friends Philip and Rhonda have a beautiful love story, and she was traveling around with a family that was singing. And they were at this one church, and her cousins had told her, oh, Philip's going to be there, and he loves you, so you got to meet him after church. So she gets up there, and they sing, and they do their gospel performance. And then after church, she has all this confidence, because why? He loves her. And she goes up to his car and just like, hey, how are you doing? And they begin to talk, and he asks her out to eat, so they start like writing letters to each other. And it was like 2 weeks later, he asked her, he said, what made you come up and say hi to me after that service? And she said, well, you should know this. My friends and my cousins, they told me that you had a crush on me, that you really loved me. And he goes, I had never seen you before. He was so glad that she had talked to him, but he didn't know her before. Her cousins knew, she would need a little extra boost, a little confidence. She said, I was shy. I would have never went up to him and talked to him. And I think how sweet that the Lord in 1 John chapter 4:19 says that we love him because he first loved us. He gives us the confidence to love him right back because he's in love with us. We feel that love. We feel him drawing us near, that he put his love on the inside of us. And I like to think about that story. I think it just gives you confidence to know that God loves me. I can love him. You don't have to worry about rejection, that he's not for you or he's not on your side. No, he loves you. He's waiting for you to talk to him to come. And to have this kind of God love, you can be confident in it. And Jesus told us that if you can walk in love, if you can abide by this commandment, it's the greatest commandment. I was reading in Mark 12 how he talks about you'll fulfill all the commandments if you will just love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind. Just love God and love your neighbor as yourself. That all the law hangs on these two. So if you wonder, oh, am I out of love? Am I doing right? Well, do you love God with all your heart? You say yes. Well, are you loving your neighbor? You say, well, I'm trying to. We can keep growing in that. That's the greatest thing in the world. 1 Corinthians 13 talks about that. If you have faith to move mountains, but you don't have love, you have nothing. I think about that. I think, well, I want to have love. I don't want just my words to be empty or even sounding like noise to other people because I'm too prideful or selfish or I'm not demonstrating the love of God. I know faith works by love. We want miracles in our life. It's going to take walking in love to let that faith work. I have a story in my life where I was believing God for a miracle for my mother-in-law, and we were at the beach, and I had this big idea, terrible idea. You've probably heard this. This is my story about the bird lady. And I had the cheese balls out there with our little cousin and my little Summer. They were like 5 years old, and they're throwing the cheese balls. Well, none of the birds came down to eat or anything. So I said, stop. We don't need to do this. Well, a wind came, and all the cheese balls went like 50 yards over and blew under this lady's umbrella. Well, she got so angry. You could see her wrapping on her little cover-up, and the tide was very low, so she had to walk like half a mile down to get to me, and I could feel her coming. And I just prayed, Lord, let the love of God just come out of me. I don't want to fail this test because I'm believing God for a miracle up at the house. And so I had all that time to pray before she came to me. Oh, and she was so ugly. She said, what are you doing? Oh, you're feeding every bird on the island is going to come and poop all over me and all over our chairs. Well, she didn't say poop, and she was very ugly and talked really bad in front of the kids. And I was just wanted to sucker punch her, but I didn't. I remember I was thinking about the love of God, and I wanted my faith to work. So I just looked at her and said, I'm so sorry. And she just got all upset. She goes, well, I hope you're happy because you've ruined my day. And she just stomped right off. But I was happy because I looked up to heaven and I was like, yes, I didn't fail the test. I passed the love test. I didn't jump out of the love umbrella. I stayed under it to see, God work through me. I just apologized and moved on. That's what the love of God does. It'll remove that pride on the inside of you that you always have to be right or you always have to blame somebody else. No, you'll realize, no, the love of God is in me. It's a supernatural force where you're more concerned about pleasing God than you are about getting your way or setting someone straight. It is the most powerful thing in the world. It is the greatest thing on earth, is to be able to operate in the love of God. If you can do this, if you can love your neighbor, you're going to fulfill all of the law. You don't have to worry about, oh, will God hear my prayer? Will he answer my cry? No, he will. I know that you think, can I grow in this? Yes. Do I have God's love? Am I able to? Say yes today to the love of God. Know that God is love. He is in you and he is working. And that's how you'll stick with the plans he has for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Love hearing all that God's doing in your life. Keep those testimonies coming. Thank you for sharing this. New friends are watching this because you are sharing this. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, leave us a comment. If you're on Facebook, like this page because every week we'll have a brand new video for you. And remember, every Tuesday we are live. I'll see you then.